Out of memory error. Let's create a code to reproduce the out of memory error. So we already know if the heap is full, then the JVM will throw out of memory error. And similar like the Stack Overflow, so it's just a thread thing. It will throw in the thread. Okay, so it won't shut down the whole JVM. But because the heap is shared, so usually one thread is having that error. So if other thread also gonna create new object, then because the heap is full, so other threads probably will also throw the same error. So in the end, maybe the main method will also give the error, and then the JVM will shut down. So usually that could be the case, but not always necessary, because if let's say one thread is shut down and then suddenly all the memory are released from that thread, then other threads can still using the newly released memory, so it won't just fully shut down the whole JVM. All right, so we can just simply write a code. Let's see, list of string. Okay, we call it a list, and let's just create a lot of objects inside this list. All right, and then if we run the code, now you can see. Oops, I have to write a for loop. Okay, let's just create many objects inside this list. Okay, just put this line up there. Oops. Okay, and then we run the code. And you see it goes well, right? Even though this like how many? Okay, so we have 10 million objects. Is still working fine. Okay, so let's just add one more 0. And you see that now this program is struggling a little bit, but still finished properly. So in order to reproduce this out of memory, because by default the memory is so large and your objects are not that big, so we can change this default JVM heap size. By doing that, we go to the run configurations. Okay, just by clicking here, edit configuration, and here we can add VM virtual machine options, and we can just give a hyphen uppercase X MX. Okay, and then we give like 10 megabyte. Okay, of this is the maximum heap size we can have in the JVM when we run this test class. Okay, also we have other options to customize the JVM like XS. Okay, XMS. This is the initial size of the heap. Okay, and some other options that we can check the document, and we can OK here, and then we run the code. All right, now we can see because we are running this Java JVM using only 10 megabytes of heap memory. So if we create this many objects, it will give us out of memory error. Okay, so this thing only happens in the current thread. Let's see if I have a thread T1 equal to new thread, and let's just wrap this up in a lambda. Okay, and T1.start. Okay, and then here we can just print out some hello. Let's print out hi. Okay, and we're gonna do it in a while loop, while true, and we can sleep 1 second, and we can also wrap it up with a try catch block. Okay, so a lot of things to do here. So just to okay, so then that means this main method will never stop. It will just keep printing out hi every 1 second. But at the same time, we start a new thread that will produce out of memory error like this. Okay, oops. And now if we run the code, and we'll get the error first, right, which is in the thread 0. But also at the same time, you see this hi is keeping printing out. It's because the main thread is still working. Okay, so it's still working, and it's based on the situation. Maybe it will throw out of memory because of the memory is full because of this thread, or maybe this thread is dead and then the memory is released so that this thread is working fine. So it all depends at the runtime. But out of memory error or stack overflow error, it won't kill the whole JVM. Okay, it's only terminate the current thread. Okay, that's it.